So I do know this. The tutorial isn't actually counted in the time. So I'm going to skip the tutorial. And it's when I hit start your legacy here. That's when the speedrun actually begins. I think the time ends when I do the final hits on the boss. So yeah. The thing is, unlike in the other Rogue Legacy, this one only counts time to the minute, not to the second. So I do have to actually use this timer to figure out how long this run is. Also because there's a lot more pausing and exiting. Well, at least there is now. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to... There's nothing else to do but to get into it, I guess. As you can see, the timer is slightly different. Much shorter, because there's not as many splits. Anyways, whew. Just take a deep breath. I know this is my first one. It's not going to be that good, but it's going to be improvement. Improvement every time it's improvement. Whew. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So yeah, if the movement looks a little... Definitely one of the themes was like realizing how the game looks compared to its sequel. Like the sequel, it looks very polished. So sometimes getting used to that is a little issue. There is some gold gain in this one, but generally speaking, you're just kind of hunting for where the boss might be. Because there is just 4 areas, and each of them has one boss, and so it's just kind of straightforward, find the boss, do the job. And the thing is, the boss rooms are all one screen wide, so they could be basically anywhere. I'm gonna check that room later, since that's scary. Hey, how's it going, Vorgos? Showed up early. Yeah, I decided I'd try out the original. Whoop. Ah. Alright. Oof. Might as well. I'm not sure where I'm going right now anyways. So, this is a path. Get this out of the way while I can. Definitely getting used to everything again. Gonna be a bit. Alright. Ooh. That's a good silver chest, but that's a lot of enemies. I'm not really interested in that right now. Might get interested in that later, but not right now. Oof. And we found the way all the way to the right. We'll just warp back to the entrance. And there's a path down to the left, so, and all that. So, we'll use one of those. Definitely my routing through the map I can get more proficient at. That's definitely a thing that I'm going to need more experience at. Basically, the way I would describe it is where the second game right now is about adaptability. This game, because it's completed, it's basically just about mastery. And I kind of learned how to adapt, but there are certain things where it's like, I should know how to do this already, and I don't. That I have to kind of become more proficient at. Like that. I shouldn't have taken damage from that. Not the second time, at least. And that little room right there could still be the boss room, so it's worth going for it. Wasn't. Alright. Whew. Ooh. Doomvis. Dealing too much damage. So, yeah. Path over here, and then the path up in that dangerous, scary area. It's basically our 2 routes. Not even going to threaten that Doomvis. Try it for an axe. I think that does deal more damage to the boss, so we'll go with it. Hey! So the problem is, I'm pretty sure I'm at 1 hit right now. Like, even if I find meat here. Alright, finding 2 meat, I think I now can take one hit without dying immediately, so that's good. Just gonna pop in, look at these rooms. Alright, let's do the boss. I think I got Kadir proficient enough. I'm honestly not sure. It's been a while. But he's not too hard of a boss. Unless I do something stupid like that. So I'm just going to not be stupid, is the goal. Just be very slow, methodical. Better be slow, methodical than dead. It's not speedrunning if you're dying quickly. Whoop. Alright. Stop that. Oop, no more spells. That was close. Come on. There you are. Ooh. I think I pressed the button now. I could be wrong, but I think as long as I don't hit the end time until it's actually the end, I'll be fine. Alright, now I know this cutscene here is so long that's actually faster to go to the title screen, because it then has to show off that I got there. And now we go into the second area, and we're gonna kind of go find Ponce, I guess. Actually, no, I think it's actually gonna be more efficient if I go find Ponce de Leon, or I could even go down and start getting more money at the, basically the final area is already completed this game, so you could go just run over to it right now. It's very dangerous, but you get a lot more money, so I think I'm gonna go take that risk. I think getting proficient at maneuvering around that area is how you would learn to speedrun this properly. Oh, no spell. Give me my money. Or a weapon. That's fine. Just don't want to deal with that, really. You can stay there. I don't even care about you. Alright, so any hit here kills me. But any treasure chest is going to be amazing. So, we'll go with that. And these guys... Can I kill them? Eventually. Oh! Oh boy. And that's why you don't want to stay in any one room for too long. That's a teleport anywhere. Not exactly sure I want to use it. That delay's long enough. Hey, carnival game. Alright. I used to be really good at this game. Now I suck, because it's been so long. Oh my gosh, look at that. I literally shut the wall. Well, I can't miss anymore. I'm pretty sure I lost. Yeah, I'm just going to shoot them now because it's like, I'm not going to win the prize anyway, but I do get more money if I hit it, though. There we go, 30 gold. Fine. Not as much as I want to, but oh well. Alright. I mean, this teleport's not going to hurt me at this point. I'm basically just trying to gather gold before I die. Like, who knows, it might teleport me somewhere and I find another boss entrance, so that'd be great. Let's just quit the title screen, get myself out of that situation. Keep exploring. Yeah, let's go to the right over here. See if we can find some treasure chests. Oh, let's grab some mana while we're at it. Ooh. Oh. There were enemies there. Good to know. Good to know. Alright. Muscle weak. Sure. Let's just go with it. Alright. So I need to buy this. I think either way, the basic equipment is weapon enough. Always buy the enchantress, because I want that dash and the jump, because that's how you get them in the original. Buy the architect. Go away to lock to the castle. Upgrade, and this will allow us to now get the shinobi. Which, this is the DPS class. This is basically the class for speedrunning. Alright. So first I'm gonna buy this. Just make sure I haven't routed out how much money I need for everything yet, so just being safe and sound by going over and above. Alright, sword, nice. Let's get a better helm while we're at it. Ooh, chest. Sure. And I maxed out for equip weight. Alright, once I find a better weapon, I'll need that. Let's see, do I want to lock it down? No. I'm going to actually go to Ponce de Leon. And maybe locking it down was a better move. Yeah, I think I'm just not as confident with my skills. I'd rather collect more gold right now than focus on trying to kill bosses I'm not ready to kill at my level, you know? So, definitely locking it down already is probably the correct move in the long run, but I'm okay not taking the correct move in the long run and doing a move that meets my skill level. Gotta know your skill level. Definitely at the early games. Oop. That means skeleton there. Or zombie, I guess. Not skeleton. Oh, I have... Duh. I have my dash and double jump. Why am I... Yeah. I'm going to start heading upwards towards Ponce, because Ponce is a boss that, because there's not as much around it, I feel more confident in facing. Not sure if that's a good thing, but it's a true thing. Oh, I have no knockback, and that really hurt by having no knockback. Alright, let's get a sword here. No sword, fine. Alright. Alright, well, we got to the Maya. Now we just need to find Ponce. Just kind of moving around. Ooh, that is a silver chest. There we are. Don't want to go through all that, and we have to teleport right there, so let's take advantage of it. Alright. So, there we go. We did find a chest. We now have a new weapon, so we can actually start upgrading our equip weight and take advantage of it. And with that advantage, perhaps get through the area. Alright. Chest right there. Let's grab it. I was trying to bounce off its head and it didn't work as I expected. Faster to do this with that warg there. So we'll just do it like that. Oh. Doesn't exactly move faster if I just skip over the teleport. That's not good. Definitely with this game, using spells is a lot harder to figure out, but gotta figure it out. Gosh, that muscle weakness. Oh, is that... Did I get the minus... Did I get the weak sword? Great. Good to know. I did not realize that's the sword I had gained. Let me... Just to be sure. Yeah, I got minus 17. Wow. Great. Alright, that's fine. I'll manage. I'll find another way. Yeah, you can keep that sword, sir. Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna keep not locking down the castle until I find the boss or get more confident in myself. Because this at least lets me get more gold while I'm at this lower skill level. Once I get more confident, or once I find a boss that I need to kill, I'll start using the architect properly. Until then. Wow, this boss is not hard to find, let me say that. Thank you for always being there. Well then, big boy. Thank you for the mana increase. When I see that mana increase, I always feel like I'm playing this with some sort of update that shouldn't have. But apparently you can do it. You can get mana increases in chests. Alright. Meat. Get myself back to full, or near full. Good. Thank you, fairy chest. Oh my gosh. I messed up my jump. And it punished me. Oof. Silver chest a 5% chance to drop stat boost, and gold chest 20%. Thank you for the information, Wargos. I do not know these things, so having someone in chat who does is quite great. Too bad we took 4,000 damage at a single hit. This guy doesn't exaggerate. He's just invincible, effectively. Alright. Whoop. Story doesn't really matter. Story percent would be a cool percent, but until you think about the consequences. Oh my gosh, found it. Awesome. Well, I'm pretty sure I died in one hit, but this works. This is a character that has enough damage outputs that if I don't die in the one hit, or if I don't get hit, basically, we're just gonna let him hover around because I don't feel comfortable with all these spike balls everywhere. The spike balls are honestly more threatening to me than the boss as I die from it. Story percent is just 80%, so the last journal unlocks all of them. Fair enough. Fair enough. You know what? I'm going to pick up Barbarian King because he could shout away all the projectiles effectively. Does mean I need to get more damage upgrades, though. Hey, we get mana up along the way. Cool. Is there anything of importance here? Nope. Sword that sucks. Armor that's expensive. Don't have mana yet. And this time, since we found the boss, we lock the castle. So now we're just going to basically lock it until we kill this boss. Which, unfortunately, will take longer than I hope it to, but it will happen. I just realized I don't think I... Oh, wait. No, I was thinking... Yeah. Exactly what I thought. Like, magic, because you can't use magic consistently like you can use attacks, it makes no sense to... Just as I thought, I cut through... Every time I feel like I'm cutting through the fires, I then get hit by those guys. There we are. Yeah, I could do this. I can do this. I've done it before. I've done this with, like, no deaths before, and then I just... Sometimes I don't get it all properly, and then those spike hazards always become a hazard for me. Oh, right. Gotta lock down the castle. Gotta make sure we go straight into the boss. The thing is, Ponce isn't even the scary boss in my mind. Of course, Herodotus. That was the one that I had the most trouble with. But I'm learning now. And this is my first run, so it should be hard for me. Alright. Oh. Fell off the edge. Punished heavily for it. Oof. Okay. Bring Ponce up here, so I kind of kite around him a bit more. This is not the spot I want to be in. Ooh. Those spike balls are making it so much scarier than it needs to be. Oh, yep, there it is. Alright. I can do this. I've done it before, I can do it again. Let's see, with a scythe. Speaking of which, I'm not using my spells much. Knave, sure. Knave does have crit chance, so that is something. Just do Ponce de Freon instead. I have no idea what that is a reference to. Guess when Ponce is free. Oh, sorry. Alright. Let balance come down. Oop. Yee. So I noticed if he keeps doing that, he can't, like... There's, like, a certain degree that he's not allowed to turn around between blasts if he blasts multiple times in a row. Like that. Like, so he kind of moves in a triangle, I think. Like, something similar to a triangle at the very least. There's a reference to Ponce de Frion in 2. Oh, I'll keep that in mind. I'll look for it. Alright. Oh. Eventually I can figure this out. Especially if I make sure to buy the architect properly. Ooh. I feel like it might actually be of time value to start looking for the second boss with my lives, because this is a lot of me just running my head to a wall and hoping it cracks. I've seen cracks through the wall, but it's like, this is supposed to be a speed run, and this is not the most efficient tool for breaking down walls. Oop. Yep, nope, not when I make mistakes like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go find Alexander, and then I'll come back. Let's use a mage with time stop as a way to get to the through the second area safely. I'm sure this will backfire on me drastically, but hey, I did it. It was my decision and I took it. Alright. Well, we'll use... Wait, was that a dead end? Yeah, that's a dead end. It's faster I've gone through the entrance. Wow. Well, show of my knowledge and expertise. Even the mages attack. Definitely wish I could use closer buttons for this, but you can't change the menu buttons in the game. I think that's the main issue with trying to switch around the controls. Alright. There we are. Yeah, I'd like my path to the right, sir. Okay, nope. Was looking for sword, but hey. Ooh, hi. Yeet. Hey, made it there. Easy. Totally not scary or threatening in any way. Well, by pausing time, I just made it worse for myself. As is life. Alright, get ready to jump. There we are. Awesome. And proceed to do what I always do. Fix a mistake just in time to make it again. Ooh. Hey! Found Alexander. Alright. So I know there's a trick to get through this door really well. So it's like you have to press dash and pause at the same time. So if you do it right, you'll hear the sound. And then you'll be able to enter. And if you do it you'll be able to deal a bunch of damage before the fight begins. I'm just gonna enter. It's fine. I'll do that again when I get to Shinobi to enter this area. Alright, Alexander, let's go. Might as well just spend it here before things get into chaos. Ah. Get out of the way. And now I die. Yep, sounds about right. This is a dead fight, but we're going to finish it up. Oh right, I get 6 mana whenever I kill a guy. Because I'm a mage. Alright, well. I want a guy with a better sword anyways. Is there a Shinobi here? Nope. We'll go with this Barbarian Queen, and we'll actually fight the Ponce first. There we are. Maybe buy equipment. Any equipment worthwhile? Just the armor. Oh, hi. I need to get in a habit of talking to you every time, sir. I apologize. Elderbug tells me not to run past people. They'll think you're a ghost. Here we are. So, really at this point I kind of need to find a Shinobi that has enough damage output to start getting rid of Ponce in time. Ah. Tried to jump, I just didn't press the button in time. Oh! Yeah. Things aren't going well already. Woo. Eeh. Those spikes always get me. Always get me. Shinobi, but he has dwarfism, of course. I can't do those bosses with dwarfism. Well, we have a paladin with ADHD. He might be able to pull it off. But yeah, this is what happens once your first run. It's fine. I'll manage. I will still pull it off. It's just getting the time I want is going to take a few days. I just have to admit that. This is what happens when you start a new run. Alright. Whew. We go. Oof. Ooh. I did not think I was going to end up under that object. I'm not going to try. Not right now. Yeah, I can do this. Like, the amount of damage I deal, I proved that I can do this. I just... Can we get... I would like to get a Shinobi, sir. Please? Alright. Well, until I basically want a Shinobi so I could just go mop up Alexander. But it's taking its time. Oh well. Everything comes in time. Everything comes in time. Alright. Just gonna do that since I don't feel comfortable with this right now. Just get out of the way now so I don't get hit by that. Great. Ah. Lovely. Dash is always a little further than I expect it to be. Do we have a Shinobi this time? Hey, we have a Shinobi this time. Alright. Shinobi, how do you feel about Alexander? I think if you get that dash right, you can learn to love this boss. Alright. Let's go get boss number 2 taken care of. Alright. So I'm going to be quiet so I can listen to if the dash goes off. Like that. And now I can move around. Let's see. And you can see I'm hitting the boss before the fight even begins. And he's already at half health. There we are. And just like that, boss 2's done. Alright, more MP. And then we just skip this because it's very long. And now we try Ponce before we get our rear ends kicked. Might as well grab a little of that. Alright. Again, I have the ability. It's just the time and the consistency that I need to get. So yeah. Sure. Let's... No foot pulse. And you know what? Right, I don't have any new weapons, correct? Nope. Just the new armor, which I'm not really interested in. I'd rather save the extra armor buff to buy a weapon. There we are. And I am actually, with this, going to go explore the darkness. Try to go find the next boss, because Barbarian's damage output isn't high enough. So... Alright. Oh, hi. Alright. Has the best trait in the game, I bet. Yeah, especially with the final boss. The way it works. Well, I'm not even sure if I want to go do that. Or, yeah, with Herodotus, Pad seems like it's amazing. I have more problems with Herodotus than I should have already. So, whatever the case may be. Oop. We move forward. Oof. Neat. Well, down we go. Let's try not to die too early. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, it has inevitable victory. There you are. You two stay down there. You look like a cute couple. Alright, fine. Eeh. If I can kill this, I'm gonna get a lot of money. And whatever item he gives. Well, it means not making stupid mistakes like that. Which, honestly, the stupid ones are the ones that you are most likely to make. So... Oh wow, that was not nearly as much money as I expected. But Skylim's not the weapon. That was a lot of time spent. I didn't have to. Let's just grab that treasure chest, since this is a treasure chest in the final area, so it should be worth a lot if I don't die in the process. I died in the process, so then we just keep moving on. Alright. Mage, paladin, paladin. Was really looking forward to a shinobi. That's fine. Skylims, thank you. No, thank you. I'm just gonna make that visible so I don't have to see new every time I walk through. Oh, hi, hi. We need to lock this place up. Thank you, sir. Well, we'll use Ed Mime as a way to traverse the darkness, find the next path, and then move forward. Ooh. Ooh. Whew. All right, keep moving. Oh my gosh, found it. And we got a silver sword. Guys, we're there. We got everything else we needed. We have the silver sword. Yeah, let's just go beat Ponce now. We got the sword. Well, we got it unlocked, but now we kill Ponce as a way to purchase that sword. We'll purchase it with his remains. Alright. Who knew Fire Instance was so valuable? I think the Minecraft speedrunners do. Yeah, I just did that so that I can be safe, because I am not feeling safe right now. I haven't felt safe in this boss for a while now. Oh well. Mage, mage, knave. How much does the Sky Sword cost? 750. Alright. So yeah, basically just beat Ponce to get the money for it. Plan discovered. Now it's just the process of doing it. There we are. Oh my gosh. Alexander's been dead. I never hit the theme for that. Oof. I'm like, okay, what's the way out? And I figured it out as the last seconds were coming up. Get out of there. Oh, thank goodness those started disappearing. So close. We're halfway there at least. Shinobi, please? No Shinobi. ADHD? Sure. He pronounces the E in Ponce like Hokage, so Ponce de Leon. Huh. Good for him. Has his own theme. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other, so... Ponce de Leon. Messed it up. That's fine. He says Pons. Oh, okay. I'm sure we could play around with that a little bit. Get enough people angry at me. Call it Ponce de Leon. Something like that. Just get people really angry. Needlessly. Oh, it is Ponce. Oh, so I'm messing it up. You weren't supposed to follow me, sir. Yeah. I always pronounce it Ponce myself. Shinobi, but he has vertigo. You know what? Forget it. We're playing a giant vertigo shinobi because I'm tired of not being a shinobi. Alright. No, oh my gosh, could you imagine if this was the time I forgot to lock the castle? Oh my gosh. Oof. I'm glad... I'm glad I already know what those are saying, because... This is gonna be fun. One way or another, this is gonna be entertaining. It might be short, but it's gonna be entertaining. Yes, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I dropped and like instinctually, I saw the direction I need to go and so I jumped instead of dropping. Okay. Well, we knew it was gonna be short. Could I get a Hey, we got 2 choices. Awesome. We actually got there. We made it. Finally, Shinobi is a class again. Alright. Well, looks like I'm going to just guess, given that we're still at Ponce at 42 minutes, that we're not getting to the final. That we're not getting a sub 1 hour. But we just keep going with the process. We can see what we do get. Alright. Oof. Well, that's the one hit I get. Or the one... It's like, the spike balls always get me. And they force me into bad positions. And I just don't know how to take care of that. Yeah. Well, Barbarian Queen, I guess. Let's keep going. We still need enough money to go purchase that sword. But I think the only way we get that money is by killing a boss. So, we just keep going. I'm gonna try the dash trick, see if I can get... Alright, I'm gonna try again more when I find a Hokage. But would be nice. Is your plan for this stream just any percent? No. Yeah, it's... Well, I wanted this to be an actual run. I didn't want this to just be practice, but... Yeah, after this, I have some Hades. So if you look at my schedule, I keep changing the schedule every week because I'm trying to figure out what's appropriate, what works for me, what works for the viewers. But after this, I am going to switch over to Hades to play that. But right now, yeah. For right now, it is this practice. Looks like I'm only going to have time to do one run at this rate, but yeah. Whew. That was not the direction to go. And yeah, I survived. But yeah, generally speaking, at least right now, the idea is just to keep practicing this, get proficient in this run. Did I really just take damage while there was no threats on screen other than that one guy? I did. I tried to shot those away. My only shot this was 1 hour 10 minutes. I'm assuming 1 hour 10 minutes, because if you said 1 minute 10 seconds, then you'd be the world record holder. So, but yeah, it's definitely a thing. Yeah, no. By the way, good job. Gain an hour 10. Like, this is harder than it looks. Especially because a lot of it is being consistent. Not just like, I think there's a lot of people who could do this once if all the stars align. Well, the stars don't align. So... I don't think that was it. Nope. If I did my maneuvering afterwards, I would have gone lost in the darkness below. Didn't get downtime. Well, granted I played this game entirely way too much. Yeah, so by the end of this week, my assumption is that I will be at... Just a second. Can't tell people apart. I'm gonna go with Gigantism because it gives me a bigger sword. Hey, how's it going, T-Lord? Just trying to speedrun the original game. Emphasis on the word trying, because this isn't going very well right now, but it's managing. We're not dead in the water. We're just having pretty bad issues with pawns here. If I discount games with massive time sinking, this is by far my most played games. Mine is Hex Cells Infinite. And it's so weird. I have no idea. Alright, there we are. Alright, so apparently he doesn't have... So that's why they only do it on Alexander. I was like, why don't they just do it on more bosses? I know they do it on Alexander and the second boss, but... I'm like... So apparently Ponce doesn't have a hitbox until he fully summons. Come on. Just don't do something stupid. Thank you for not throwing all my gold into a wall, sir. Thank you very much for that. Woo. All right. Well, we got through Ponce. Whew. That's good. That is good. All right. Well, I guess all that's left is to try to take a shot at Herodotus with one-hit kills. Yep. That Ponce music. Ah, yes, Pistol Shrimp is the name of that music, and it's great. Oh, that's 3 hits. That can't be good in the long run. Whoop. I'm not very good at hero. I was never good at Herodotus. And then just add in that, with the sole exception of Rapid Dagger and Axe Rain because they ignore iframes. Whoa, did not know about that. Oh, I thought for sure that was pistol. Lamprey. Okay. Well, there's a sword. Oh, I need more weight. More equip weight. Thank goodness I have money. Alright. That's 99. Let's get it to 100 real quickly. And we'll now make sure I don't die in 1 hit. There we are. 103 damage. Beautiful. Oh, lock it down. Make sure I don't lose this. Alright. I have no idea how healthy... Oh my gosh. Well, those splits are all off, but it's just going to mean that it's that much better when I get my second split and everything's actually correct. So the reason I don't care about hitting Herodotus is because even if you kill him really quickly, he starts splitting and moving and all that stuff, and I can't really... I'm having a hard enough time with the boss naturally. I don't need the boss when the screen is locked in an improper position. Okay, get down. I need to go up here and so I can get some enemies taken care of. Well, I think he just got split way over in the distance. Alright. Oop. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Well, made a few mistakes, but we are back in it because we killed Ponce. Alright, Tiny Shinobi. I'm not sure I like that. Oh my gosh, pad. This guy has pad. Against the final boss, we have a pad. You can't realistically kill Herodotus during the intro anyway unless you had some absurd tactics. Best you could get is some early damage. Yep. I think Zor's with a proper setup once nearly did it in the intro. He at least did it like he did like a 12 seconds split, and the boss starts like the intro is 6 seconds longer, something like that. Well, now to see how much damage it takes for a Barbarian Keen, because they're the low damage dealers. I accept. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 4 attacks. That is not good, but it's survivable. 4 attacks on the Gravisaurus, on the other hand. That's unacceptable. Oh, right, I have Padfoot. I could just sit here and smack. Well, it was fun while it lasted, but that strategy had issues. Hey, meat. Alright. Face them on my time, at my speed, with my attacks. Ooh, hi there. Oh. Well, as long as we have this one big guy, it's pretty easy to make sure the others keep their distance. Whew. Taking some mistakes, but with a Barbarian King, I can make mistakes and not get punished too severely. Definitely not good to keep making them. Definitely want to make less. Come on. Whoa. Whew. Yeah, sorry, Ah. Whew. So the reason why I delete clips is because most of my clips, or most of my links, are from bots, and I don't have any moderators just yet. Okay, so I can't make any more mistakes. This is... Just shout. Get myself out of this situation. Alright. Well, that was a little unfortunate. Gosh. Alright. Let's use hypergondism. Alright. Doggo, I'm sorry, but you're gonna have to be outside for this one. Keep scratching the door. I don't think it's gonna change anything. Those bots post cutoff links anyways, and it's not like anyone's gonna go to them. Alright. Well, figure it out later. Right now I'm just gonna focus on the run. Ugh. Alright. Whew. Yeah, you would hope so. The thing is, the whole reason they post those links is because people do. If it never worked, it wouldn't be done anymore. I know some people who are the people who would fall for those links. We're just going to end that conversation there because, yeah, for their own privacy. Oof. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's the reaction times of them jumping. I still can't get that down right. Still a few things. Alright, well, we're about to get over an hour. Let's see. And no pad, so we just go with Shinobi. Alright, fine. Well, 2 hits to kill, so we just keep moving. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, at this point it's like, there's not really much... Our process of powering up just takes so long, and we need to learn how to do this boss fast anyways, so we kind of have to go through this either way. But yeah, feel free to talk about things in the chat, because I feel like we're going to be facing Herodotus for quite a few minutes. Oh, I'm clumsy. Money. That money's not going to amount to much because we're not going to make it. Unless we make it. But if we make it, then that's not the money that's amounting. Whew. Okay, so I should have just recognized that was an animation that was stuck and just kept moving, but I just instinctually stopped at that. And, well, that's what happens when you stop. An enemy's right behind you. As expected. It's not going fast that kills you. Stopping suddenly, that's what gets you. Alright. Whew. Alright. Here we go. Yep. 4 hits from those guys is the hard part. I know if you kill all the slimes, they just disappear, but, like, I'm not gonna end up killing all the slimes fast enough, I don't think. And... Ooh. Alright, ooh. Ah. Mistime that. What's your PB for RL1? Well, we're about to find out. So I did, in game time, it seemed like it's an hour and 20 minutes or so, but basically for actually timing it, you'll notice that there are no times yet because I just kind of practiced. I haven't actually, this is my first time really doing the run. So whatever I get here will end up being my personal best. Ooh. But yeah, given this rate, I think I'm going to wait to see how I do at the end of the month before I start submitting them to speedrun.com. Or at the end of the week. My apologies. I'm not running just this for an entire month. Meat. Nice meat. Well, we now... Okay. So I think it's right here. A lot of the enemies will just keep swarming you down there. And then once they're all swarmed down there, you can then dash over here and you'll get a blank slate where they'll start charging you and you can take them at your own pace. Or not. Or that you just get messed up like that because you don't know what you're doing properly. That is also a thing that happens. Alright. We'll go with Shinobi. Friday Tadpole always pops off for the PB. Yeah. Basically, that's basically the plan. So, today is Tuesday Tadpole, and it's actually kind of Monday Tadpole because I was at the dentist Monday, so... Alright. Well, until then, we're showing what we have to accomplish, what we have to best, what we have to show better than. So, definitely good to have those things accounted for. You can't really have a PB if you never started with something. Oh my gosh. So, let's see. If I get one more thing of health, I can survive an additional hit. Literally one more point of health. So yeah, I can survive 2 hits as it is, but precisely 2 hits, and that's the issue. Alright. OCD. Sure. Alright. Here we go. So let's see. 590 gold for that. Which will allow us one more hit. And 950 gold for that. So 590 gold to survive one more hit. Is it worth traversing the castle to survive one more hit? No, I don't think so. Not for 590 gold when you're getting 60. Or when you're getting 60% of the gold, is what I'm saying. I could choose to not use the Architect, but I think that's going to run into other issues, as I'm not going to... It's going to be a while before I find Hero Dotus again. Whoop. Mm. There we are. That's what I was looking for. Whew. Alright. Well, we got 2 that are just clean up. So yeah. The tiny ones are the ones you want to hit first because the tiny ones don't spawn anything when they get crushed, when they get killed, so... But it's just the tiny ones are also harder to hit because they're small and there's a big blob in the way. Alright, there's one. Okay, so you can't outrun. So you cannot outrun Hero Dotus when he's jumping. Good to know. Unless you dash. You can probably dash to outrun him. Alright. Gotta get used to those. But yeah, at this point, we're just going through the process. And Since it's just processing for a long period of time, feel free to talk about anything in particular. Yeah. Gyarados. Who would have thought an enemy that literally has 2 attacks, move forward and jump, could be so threatening by just adding a little mechanic of how its health bar works. Ah, should have saved that knee. Alright, whatever. Yeah, no, the reason I'm trying to get this out of the way now is because once the next update comes in, I'm going to be speedrunning RL2 for quite some time. Oof. So the important part is that those airborne guys obviously have different movement mechanics than the rest of them. So if you get rid of them, you can basically get rid of them without being too disturbed by the slimes, because the movements put them in very different areas of the map. Whew. Hello, slimes. Alright. And the first time I step down, I immediately get struck down for such hubris. Oh my gosh. So let's see. So, survives how many hits? Speaking of which, I think just pacing out my shouts properly will probably help me a lot in this fight. Whew. Keep moving, keep moving. Come on. Awesome. Got one down. Which, hey, it's progress. It's all progress. The process of killing this boss is first you kill one of the 32 blobs. Then you kill another one of the 32 blobs. And then you just keep repeating this process 32 times. Eee. Well, 7 hits. I've already taken 7 hits from these guys. It's true, the math checks out, but I still can't believe it. Whew. How are you up here? I see you were bait for your friends down below. Honestly, if there was just a little more... If I was pulled back a little further back, I think I could do better. It's crazy how trivial this fight becomes if you manage to get the Pad Shinobi. Yeah. Of course, I have a Pad Barbarian, and this is my second one, because I died in the last one, so... Definitely not as trivial as I need it to be, but... Still far more trivial. Pad makes it far more trivial than any other fight. Which, yeah. It's kind of cool that there is a trait that, like, is just a simple thing that makes this fight so much easier, but nonetheless, doesn't make it free, especially when there's tension. Alright. Alright, you just stay in this corner so I can keep hitting you. Alright, remember to use my shouts. I have get out of jail free cards or panic buttons. Let's actually use the panic buttons from time to time. Alright. Got those things. Alright. You just stay there. There we are. Oof. Oh my gosh. Slimes! Stay in this corner and think about what you've done. Oof. Oof. There we are. There's a small slime gone. Another one spawned. Okay. I can take one more hit. That's it. Whew. Calm down. We have very few left. Let's do this slowly, methodically, properly. This isn't slow or methodical, Ben. What are you doing? Okay, this is slow. It's not very methodical. Alright. Yeah, just didn't want to take any risks. Whew. Take a deep breath. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! That was the last one. If I kill that small guy, all the big guys disappear. Oh my gosh. That was it. I was so close. It's just like, it ran at me faster than I expected. Oh my gosh. Happens. Happens. I'm just gonna move on to the next one, because thinking about it hurts. Thinking about that hurts. That's a great start. Would you two, please? Alright, so I have 4 shouts. 4 hits that I can take. You guys. Okay. Fine. If that's how you want to play. E. Gosh, how did... The more you look at this, the more you wonder how in the world does Zora's match do it on the first life, let alone hitless. Almost. There we are. Alright, well, no more hits can be taken. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It just happens. Things happen. Alright, everything is blurry. Chickens freak you out. Let's get a chakram. Let's actually try casting spells. Alright. I don't think blur really matters when they're all just a bunch of blue blobs of pain and suffering. We'll see how it all works out. So let's see. I could cast one. If I were to cast spells, I could cast up to a. It'll be fine. Just evolving, adapting, managing. Oh my gosh. Get out of here, you two. I'm just trying to kill the mage! You get out of my way! Well, we're already at one hit kills us. At least if we die, we did it quick and painlessly. Alright. Knave Shinobi! Hey! And he actually has reach! Because he's a basketball player. Come on. You can put it in the hoop. Maybe your friend also was lying on his feet. This would be godlike. I do know the first time I did the Titanophobia achievement, the one where you have to... Yeah, let's try casting spells. Proceeds to not cast a single spell. But, yeah. The first time I did the Titanophobia achievements, I know that's my final life, which beat both Herodotus and the final boss. Had and Gigantism. So, that was great. Alright, there are now too many spellcasters. Wow, that was a great way to take 2 points of damage. Well, more giants. Oh, giant Shinobis, I guess. Alright. I wonder how many lives Herodotus has consumed. Just Herodotus. Because I just realized, yeah, my magic damage is the same as when the game starts. So, probably not going to have much magic damage for a while. Let's just... If we're gonna commit suicide, let's do it properly. Thought I'd give it a shot. Didn't pan out. I didn't expect it to pan out, but at least I gave it a shot. That's the optimal amount of intelligence. Yep. Fair enough. Alright. Yes. Intelligence in this game is as much a dump stat as a barbarian's for Dungeons and Dragons. 5th edition specifically. 3.5, there was value in intelligence, even if you were an intelligence-based character, thanks to the skill proficiency stuff. Anyways, back to the game. I appreciate you getting out of my way, but... Meow. Whoop. Ayo. Kill the small fry as they come. Come, small fry, come to me, so I may smite ya. You're not the smallest of the small fry. There we are. But Big Boy told me to back off from his little brother. If I found his little brother, I've lost an ally! Ugh. Whew. Gotta dash to outrun those. Gotta remember that. If I could find a piece of chicken in one of those boxes, like I do when I'm a barbarian, I can take another hit then. Whew, that was good. That was good. And I avoided that, which means that is also good. That could... Alright, no more damage. I should have died there. I just mashed buttons, and they happened to work out. Oh, hi. I didn't know you were there. Such is the way of life. I have everything I need, but then they just... Since they move all off screen... Yep. Too much to keep track of. Too much to keep track of, basically, is the issue there. Also... Let's see. 32 different Herodotuses with the splitting. Just... It ends up being a lot more attacks than you expect when you initially think about it. I mean, it's an exponential equation of attacks. Okay. Okay, so apparently it wouldn't be more hits because the guys up top deal more damage. Did not realize they dealt more damage. Knave, ADHD, moves faster. Yeah, we'll go with the ADHD, see if Knave puts out damage that's necessary. He has the speed. And he has a slightly more health, which is nice. Alright. In we go. In we go. Ugh. Well, keep moving, keep going, keep growing, keep evolving. Right, when I don't get a crit, he deals as much damage as a barbarian. I remember that now. But remember I said there was an issue with barbarian's damage? Yeah. It's all coming together. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to afford anything. There we go. Hey. Problem sometimes solves itself. It has its own way of doing that. Okay. These are the exact same person, except one has a better name. Huh. Well, sometimes you have twins that act very similarly. Alright. Keep moving we go. Hopefully someone else takes care of the dog that's freaking out outside. Oh. Man, just looking. Kadir, 4 minutes. Ah, this is great time. Alexander, 38 minutes. Okay, that's starting to look bad. Ponce, 50 minutes. Herodotus, gonna be about an hour 30, it's looking like. Ooh. Look at us for that double jump. Alright, draw the blobs over here, and then we go to the spellcasters back to the left. That's basically the plan right now. Oh, but this little blob was acting as bait. I should have known. Woo. Not the easiest things to head bounce on. Yeah, you can't really decide which ones you're killing. You just kind of find the mob and kill whichever one presents itself first. Alright. I know your bait. Well, they're not... Nothing... Okay. There's all the bait. Showing itself. Taunting me to come down so that its big brother could come up behind it. Like that. Alright. Now that you're all over there. Except for you, what are you doing here? Ah. Alright, time to start using my shouts, because I'm not... Yeah, I don't trust the ground, in case you're wondering. The ground is not as safe as they tells you it is. Meat gave me an extra hit. Thank you, Mr. Meat. Alright, we're just gonna sit here because he's the only one who can come up. Which means he will get dragged out, knocked out. Alright, then we wait over here for them to all pile up. I think that's piled up enough. Okay. We just keep moving. The one. I don't think you're the one, I'm sorry. How does the paladin do? Let's see how many hits the paladin needs. We still don't have enough. Alright, okay. Just keep moving. Processes are processes nonetheless. It just takes some time. Alright. Whoop. In we go. Come on, Herodotus. Trust the process. Precisely. Ow. So 3 hits. Oh my gosh. Well, gotta go by the process. It was in fact 3 ows. Yes, that is how you count these things. They're a number of ows. Alright. We're gonna go Paladin, because I just... Yeah. Knave's inconsistent damage, always... Because I try to calculate how many hits do I need to hit... Do I still have left? And Knave's, it's like, oh, it's 3 more. Ha! Psych, you're done. And you can't really count on that. If you increase crit chance and damage, definitely Knave has power, but we don't have that. This is Paladin, right? Yep, I can see the shield. Fine. What am I doing? Well, I'm not dead yet. That's the important part. Ah. Alright, well, they're all over there. Come get me. Stop hitting yourself. Ow. Oh. Axe. Or blade wall. Or... I'm gonna try something really stupid since we might as well. Ceremony is one of my favorite pointless pranks. The transitions are smooth. Alright. In case you were wondering how how that pronunciation worked, it was... My mind works in mysterious ways. Alright, we're actually going to try this time. Okay, fine. Wasting more time doing that than... So in case you're wondering, there's a trick where you can enter and immediately move around and start attacking Herodotus. So, let's try and get that to work. Right. You get on a platform, like down here. There you are. Oh no, that's not working as intended! They can attack it through time. Space. They're all grand mages themselves. Alright. Well, now I know that doesn't work, at least. Solving something in the process. Shinobi. You mind doing this properly this time, bro? That'd be nice. Gosh, how many lives have been lost? I feel like more than half of the lives lost in this round was from Herodotus alone. Well, it will have a count at the end. Watch this get to 100 or something like that. That would suck. First and last time freeze attempt. Yeah, exactly. Ow. Ooh. Let's wait for them to pile up. Oh, big boy. Big boys scare you, because if they jump up from the bottom, they'll hit you on the top. The problem is not just that they jump, it's that they like can switch back and forth between their attacks, their movement pattern, rather quickly, it feels. Like they could be hitting left and then just slowly be moving right. Yes, mana, not chicken. That was actually a nice way of saying him over there so I can handle him properly. Alright. Well, keep going. Alright. I feel like if I just... Like, even... So I'm going to state this. Yes, it might be better if I start leveling myself up. But what's going to happen is as I level myself up, I'm still going to have the same issue that Herodotus is too hard for me. I need to learn how to beat Herodotus at this level of the game. With this, like, these weaknesses. Or else Herodotus will forever be, like, an issue when I run this. But yeah, definitely lots of practice. Lots of process. I feel like I need to start doing this while I'm, like, listening to music or, like, a podcast or something to get myself the time to just practice this. Ow. There we are. Well, until then. Until that day. We have a bunch of people that don't have Plus, you were only one slime away earlier. Yep, that's the thing. It's like... It's not just you need to play for risky strategies. You need to have strategies that aren't risky, but have similar results. What's the thing? Yeah, basically I need to learn how to do this consistently. That's all that really needs to be said. Oh, he didn't... Where is he? Thank you. Alright. A bit methodical. Not used to them being up on that platform. Let's just be clear about that. We still have one that only got hit once, effectively. Other than this big guy, we are looking fantastic in, like, minimization. We already killed 2 halves. Wow. I don't know how I split them up so effectively, but that was a great 30 seconds. Let me say that much. Woo! Got that dash just in time. Wow. Alright. No meat for me. Alright. Well, we have this big guy, but we have it back under control effectively. Okay. Well, I have learned how to control it, apparently. Move slowly, make it methodical, keep it under control. That is part of the process. Alright. Well, this is the one. That's what he says, at least. So, I'm gonna bet on a sub 2 hours. How do you guys feel about that? We now just have to Neo this, go Matrix style, dodging between the projectiles of the slimes. Ooh. Alright. Ooh. Gosh, I just realized with the Matrix, who's that one character who, like, there's more of him as everyone's becoming him? Whatever that guy's name is, but that's what this boss is. Me. I believe. Thank you. Whew. Ah. Ah. Ow. God, I have shouts. Why do I never use my shouts? Because sometimes I can do stuff like that. That felt like a Matrix dodge right there. Slow attacks sometimes. Not ready for them. Well, at least I wasn't scared of death as I ran towards it. Alright. Giants. On the bright side, I won't miss. I say, moments before disaster. Alright. Oof. I know for a fact I can do this faster than I am. Whether or not I'm showing off that strength now. Whew. Alright. Daggers. Oh, take a deep breath. Oof. Okay. Yep, those guys can reach below. Well, I made it to the other side without dying. I'm proud of myself. Weirdly proud of myself. Oh my god, did I just literally stand in that as the hitbox was still active? Alright. Well, no more getting hit. I say as I just step on slime. This ain't. It's a process. It's a process. We just gotta keep moving. Keep everything going. After this, I think I have it scheduled that I will be playing Hades after this, so if people are interested in that, if not. So I'm thinking one of the things I might just change my system to do is that much earlier in the day, I might do Hades and like the new playthroughs, and then I'll do the whole mastery stuff at these times. I might end up switching my schedule around quite a bit. Still figuring everything out, of course, so don't know what's going to be the end result. There we are. Just want to kill the small ones. Make sure there's just a big one after a while. And hello? 3D blind, I guess? I just didn't realize I had that. Because, yeah, these small guys, once I break them, they don't fight back. Which is nice. Ooh, got a mana potion for when time comes. Yep, knew they were about to follow me. Why is there a little guy in the corner here? You lost, buddy? Well, stay lost. Sorry, buddy. I'm the thing you hide from in the dark alleyways. Yes, I am the monster here. The flying enemy... There you are. I was like, he's way towards the ground. Thank goodness they leave that trail, or else I would have just ran straight into it. Ooh. But yeah, being cautious about which ones I break next is actually making this a lot easier. Ooh. Oof. I almost didn't see him, by the way. He almost just ran straight into me. I would have never known. Ugh. I can't believe that random knife actually hit. Ah. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm actually doing... You know what? I'm just not going to jinx it. I'm just going to keep my mouth quiet. Because, yeah, this is what happens when I jinx it. Alright, you the last guy? You the last guy. Let me go find some meat. No meat. Darn vegetarians. No wonder they have all that extra issues. Split up a little, I don't want to. Alright. Alright, where's the small fry? Right there. Alright, one down. Or one more down. Oh, that is not the hit I wanted to give. Nor the hit I wanted to take. Oof. Is that 3 it? Alright, so there's just 3, but each of them splits, so I have 6 left. Oof. It's a good thing Herodotus is too circular to turn invisible in 3D, because invisible Herodotus would be the end of me. Like, ridiculously quickly. Alright, so there's 2 here. Is that it? I get so close. Thing is, even when I'm done with this, I then have to go face the actual final boss. Which, just... all combined. Sad days. I can do it! I can do it! He says while he cries in the pain of not doing it. Just gotta keep moving. No, we're gonna save this somewhere. You know what, right here. Hopefully that's safe. Okay. Fair enough. Ow. There we are. I don't want to kill the big guy. Thank you. Because, yeah, the big guy can't fall through that hole. Which makes me more able to predict his movements. And know when I'm safe. Alright. Ow. Well, yep. There you are. Well, I'd rather just play the Barbarian King than a Knave, because, again, when it's taking however many hits. It's almost like a Pokemon Nuzlocke, so almost double Fs in chat. Yeah. I did... So the one time I did a Pokemon Nuzlocke, my issue was that I grinded too much was basically my issue. So I would be interested in doing that again, but I'm definitely going to have to just let the game become dangerous. No. No spells this time. We know what happened last time I tried. Oop. Ah! 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 They split at once! Oh my gosh, I swung the wrong direction. Just to add insult to injury. Alright, there's a tiny one. I have a target. Forget the target, I'm just gonna hit whatever comes at Niwi. Ooh. Yee. Let them come. Okay, not that fast. Not all at once like that. There we go. Only cost me half my health to do that. Worth. Oof. So yeah, T-Lord, you're doing Emerald version. What's your starter? What's your team looking like? And have you lost anyone yet in a very emotional and unfortunate story yet? Oof. P. Aha. Well, they're all the exact not best size. Like, you want to hit them so that you can get them to the better size. Okay, how did I manage to not die there? Alright. Ah. Remember, you have to dash if you want to avoid those. Alright. Eek. Ooh. Bean Bane, Walla, Bean Bane. Woo. Hey there, Rock. I'm glad you joined the formation. Alright. So the team that is in our friend's playthrough is a Marshtomp, a Dustox, a Whismer, a Geodude, and a Talo. That being said, the Talo is named after the Zodiac Killer after it killed his Poochyena. Oh gosh. I love my dogs. After that, I'd call... Yeah. No, not surprised at all. I feel that's appropriate. That being said, it's like one of those monsters. You need them to live. But boy, do you hope they die in the end. Ow. I keep getting overly zealous right off the bat and taking damage. You both sit there. Okay, that hitbox lasted longer than expected. And there we go. Game. There we are. At least I cleaned it from my hands. I was really hoping to finish this before 2-hour mark, but it looks like that's not going to be the case. I have a plan. I plan not to reset any runs, but like this is starting to drag on. Okay, at the 2-hour mark, I'm going to just start grinding my character level, I think, because this is just... If I get one more health buff, I'm in good shape. If I get more damage buffs aren't really necessary here anymore, though. Whew. Actually, no. I've nearly gotten it several times. Let's just stick to the process. Stick to the process. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Believe. Have faith. Ye of little faith. Hey, that's me. Gonna need that meat. Not sure if it's actually gonna matter, but I'm gonna hold on to it anyways. So are you saying, in the one where I could only get hit once, I'm doing this well? Well, never mind. Forget what I just said 5 seconds ago. Alright. Alright. Just keep walking forward, keep going through. Try to think if there's any stories I could tell that aren't going to distract me too much. Problem is, every story I could think of is just too distracting, because if I don't think through it clearly, I tell it wrong, or I tell it in a way that's not funny, or something of that nature, you know? You get off that platform. Thank you. They're conspiring together against me. Oop. Yep. All right. Definitely wish, like, so I practiced this before on Monday I had some spare time, I practiced this run. Herodotus was hard. I'm not going to deny that. But not this hard. What am I doing wrong that I did right last time? I didn't even have this weapon. I had a leather weapon. What am I doing wrong that I did last time? That I didn't do last time? I think I'm just being too aggressive. Do I like Herodotus or the slime boss from Slay the Spire? Easily Slay the Spire. Like, I don't... Herodotus, you tolerate. Slime boss, you actually have an interesting dynamic. Because at least... And the important thing about slime boss in Slay the Spire is it's not Hexaghost, alright? Yeah, definitely prefer slime boss from Slay the Spire. Ow. Just that tiny little guy sitting there, preventing me from walking to the right. Alright, Barbarian King this time. I don't want to do another MP swap. Get close, then just learn that one extra hit I don't have. Cost me. Alright. Well. Been a while since Pat has shown up. Yes, it has. Such is life. You accept what life gives you. When life gives you lemons, you just make sure not to shove them in your eyes. That's about it. Like, you could... Lemons... You could make your way through it, even if you don't have means to make lemonade. Just, whatever you do, don't shove them in your eyes, okay? I see... You know, if a situation is bad, you just walk through it. You don't... Yeah. Ah. Ah! Double splits. Just in case I was getting comfortable. Thank you, flying slime boss. There we are. Yeah. You stay with the group. Stand in the corner and think about what you've done. I was trying to pogo for a while. Turns out pogoing is a lot harder when the enemies move when you pogo. Eat. Ah. Missed with my sword. Alright. Knave, Shinobi. Enemies won't get knocked back. Sounds like a great way to die. but it's preferable to the others. Well, we hit the 2-hour mark, people. Congratulations. Yeah. And here I was, thinking, well, at the very least, I will get sub 2 hours before the weekends. Okay, would you two stop? I just want to go get that mage. There you go. Oh my gosh. That was a series of unfortunate events, all conspired by myself, of course. I wonder why some of them have more health than others. Like, some of them take 1 hit, some take 2. The Gravosaurus specifically. Oh, they're getting hit on the way out of the slime. That's what's happening. Right, I'm muscle weak. They don't get knocked away. I remember when I joined, you said that the Herodota split would fix the split mess up on Ponce. Those were the days. Yep. Oh wow, Zorz is hosting me. Hey, thanks, man. As good luck, have fun. Yeah, you too. I know you're better than I am right now, but by the end of the week, my hope is to do to get this sub 1 hour. Basically, my hope is by the end of the week to do sub 1 hour. Anyways, thank you so much for hosting me, Zorz. Whew. All right. Ugh. All right. Just work my way through. Just process. Get it all done. Ooh. All right. Let that thing falls where it doesn't hit me. Okay. Fine. Just stay up there. Okay, I just want to get to the enemy up there. Okay? I'll just drop a conflux. See if that helps at all. I don't know if that helped at all. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Alright, there we are. Ooh. Okay, let's get assessed with the situation. There's no more flying guys, but there is still a lot of these guys. Eee! I don't want to split him when there's still a flying guy in the air. Just trying to take it methodically, because... Yep, this is the legend here that just hosted me. The guy who did his runs near 10 minutes long. Meanwhile, I'm here at 2 hours. But, hey. Process, you get to it. But Zorz didn't start at the speed he did. He had to work. There's a difference between a few hundred hours and a few thousand hours. Well, actually, no, I'm not even at a few hundred. I'm hoping to get to 100 by the end of the week, basically. Ooh. All right. Ooh, whoa! Why did he fly like that? Ow! I just was asking a question. All right. Well, managed to make my way through those. Just keep in the safe spots. We're just gonna use those two. See, one of them has like no health. I don't know which one that is though. Did he just split one? I think he just split one. I think these things just split one of the Herodotuses. Oh my gosh. That was not comfortable, but it worked. That slime is getting down there. Yep. Ice skating. Fun pastime, I'm sure. Well, no mana, not enough health to survive a hit. Well, precisely enough health to take the hits, and nothing more. Alright. Let's keep moving. Shinobi with Dementia, or just Blade Wall. Actually, let's go Blade Wall. This might actually be a spell that works despite my lack of intelligence. Alright. So let's see. I have 4 castings of Blade Wall, just to hold the line while I'm scared. Alright. Go we go. Alright, Herodotus. Let's make amends. I don't want to hurt you, but I need to get through that door. So how about I make you a bunch of friends out of you? Don't be deceived. These wizards are not your friends. Let them be. Aha. Make it through the little dolphin gap. Eee. Nope, we're safe on this platform, but let's just stay on it for a little longer. Alright. Give me the small one. Nope, fine. Alright, wizard, please come forward. There we are. Ooh. Alright, assume they're all over there. Make my way over here. Alright. That worked okay, I guess. It didn't lead me to getting murdered, so that's definitely appreciated. Alright, they're over on that side. Let's go over on this side. Ow. Yes, okay, one of the tiny ones are gone. Thank you. Ooh. Take a deep breath. This is how you beat this boss. You go slow. You use these hollow platforms to your advantage. At least it's the only way I've found to beat this boss. Either that or just be at a very high level. Alright. There's one that sprinted away to the right. Is that it? Did we bring it down to this one guy? Yeah. Alright. Well, a lot more approachable. Oh my gosh, nearly just ran into it. That ice skating is gonna kill me. Alright. Oh my gosh. I slapped him, and he came closer. One hit. One hit. Did it. Thank goodness. Oh my gosh. Finally. Split. Easy first try. Yes. Alright, so I believe going to the tile screen is actually faster than seeing that all, so... At least that's what it looks like when you do it. Alright. Now to beat this boss without getting hit even once. That's a strategy, at least. Alright, we're just gonna walk through here. Find some meat along the way. Oof. And you have too much health, sir. Alright. So I believe this boss deals 90 damage, so I can survive a hit. Alright. And then let's just read the story. There we are. The legendary knight. Well, his nails finally deteriorated away. Alright. Well. Oh, not the direction I expected him. Back up. I'm not ready for this right now. Just wait for that. Whew. Yes, just keep running into that, sir. Trust me, it's a winning strategy. Aw. Well, I mean, look how close we got with one hit being enough to kill. So. Alright. Oh, we have money. We have money. This is not a drill. This is not a drill. Alright, 123. He deals like 90 damage a shot, so we're gonna not worry about increasing health. We're just gonna increase damage. Sure, fine. Maybe the paladin will appreciate it. Alright. We don't need you anymore, bro. Thank you for all your help, sir. The architect blueprinted out the slimes. Now we just have this little guy here. Alright. Ooh. Ah. Brilliant. Hey, if you're not going to win, at least make sure not to save people, not to waste time. So you did a good job there. Well, 2 mages and a barbarian king. The smallest barbarian king of them all. Freaking David versus Goliath right here. Here we go. Well, note to self, I can't walk forward into that sword. I need to save my mana for phase 2, basically. Ah. Ow. Okay. Whoa, that's quite a jump route. Hmm. Ah. Messing up the jumps. Yes, use the sword. Okay, right. The hip. Sub 2.5 hour incoming. Let's hope. I think I can pull it off. Alright, a giant shinobi. I think I could pull this off. Alright. Here we go. Whew. I just got an ad for the Super Bowl playoffs. Vertigo 100%. Definitely. You saw how last time the Vertigo worked. Nearly got 3 pawns thanks to it, right? That's how it worked. Yep, having more reach than the sword of my enemy is quite nice. Having a spear, in other words. Very valuable. There we are. Alright, Gigantism is the key. Gigantism is the key against Johannes. Now we have the fountain. This is a different question. Whether or not this is the correct one. This is the correct path. Ah! Woo! Ah! 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 Yeah, in case you haven't noticed by the screaming, I'm not good at the army of projectiles. So Really, that's the problem. The army of daggers is the one that gets me every time. Oh well. So, the question is, next time, can I get a sub 1 hour slime? That would be nice. I think I could pull it off. So. Boop. Ow. Note to self, don't trade with bosses. They have more health than you do. Ow. Shinobi Dwarf for Fountain. Yeah. Let's see. Actually, so I think Quantum Translocators might help me with that last phase. Being able to just warp to one corner when everything goes south will be nice. Alright. That being said, I don't think there's any iframes when I teleport. So if I teleport into more projectiles, well, that was my fault. So I'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep the warp right near the center here. In case I need it, because I get cornered and you get out of it. Whew. Yeet. Ah. Should have teleported there. Alright. I just have to do a hitless fountain. There we are. Now all that's left is the hitless fountain. Which, as we've seen by our time with Herodotus, is entirely within my possibility. Okay, there we are. We know where our issues are at the very least. You know what? For Paladin, so that when we get into those projectiles where I don't feel comfortable, I just throw my shield up. Might be valuable. No, it's gonna eat through all my magic, but hey. Eating through magic is not eating through health. They are a difference. Big brain. Okay. Ah. Woo. When I'm good, I'm good. The thing is, I'm not always good. Thank you. Ooh. There we are. Got phase 1 done. Now to do phase 2 without killing yourself. That's the challenge. It's not the fountain that gets you, it's your own hubris. That's the problem. Alright. Hey, I don't get one shot anymore. Just to prove that I don't get one shot. That's totally what I was doing. I was just proving I don't get one shot. Well, should have just hold the shield up. Let's try Barbarian King. He could shout it away. I don't have sky sets, so the fact that he's all blue. Huh. I mean, it's cool. I ain't gonna give it... I'll give it that. I definitely like the whole in-sequence color. But I know for a fact I don't have a blue set. Like, my cape alone, I don't have a cape equipped, so... There we go. Just is in a bad spot. Take a shout instead of health. Ah. Just, whew. Ah, my gosh. All the damage I didn't need to take. That's called the platinum armor. It's the visual bug that happens when you die while or right after blocking as a paladin. Ah, that's good to know. Well, it doesn't do anything functional and goes away when hit. Alright. Well, it's still cool. Definitely love the platinum armor. So note to self, if I die as a paladin, make sure you have your shield up. Because then it looks cool. Thank you for the advice, Zors. Alright. Well, back to the fountain. For the class that can't do anything about the projectiles except hit him really hard before they come out. But hey, that's an answer. Too bad I think I die in one hit. Yep. I don't think this meat's gonna be enough to change that. Dwarfism. Dwarfs or mages? Let's try the mage. Because dwarf, I know I don't do very well. Come on, sub 2.5 hours. I can do it. I mean, so I did a run with... The reason I thought it was okay to do this run is because I did a run earlier. And, like, yesterday. And it was an hour and a half or something like that. So I thought, like, okay, I'm good. I can do this. But it turns out that was the lucky one, not the... I thought I was a little unlucky that time. Alright. Oop. Keep right into it, sir. Oof. Turns out permaroided doesn't really help with the... or the one where you're not getting back further, whatever it's called. Hypergantism? Or something like that? Doesn't really help against this boss as much as I thought. Aha! Comboed with a sword. When you're a mage and you still deal more damage with your sword than with your spell. Keep running into it. You're supposed to keep running into it. It's fine. So yeah, I think I got this part basically covered. It's the fountain that gives me issues. Alright. Well, at least I know where the issue is. Alright. Farsighted or gay? Let's go with gay. Alright. Whew. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep the process moving. Alright. Here we are. Da da da. Move forward. Okay, we have meat for that. I swear, like, our sword is like an inch further, and he makes it count all the time. Alright, a fast barbarian. I can do this. I'm at level 30. And the last one I did with this, which didn't stream because I was practicing, was at level 29. So I'm basically at the same level. And I did it. And I did it. That was the important part. I did it. I know how I know what to do. Alright. Alright. Oh my gosh. The weird directional thing of when you hit them directly above you. Alright. Oof. Oh, thank goodness, it destroyed that projectile. It was coming on my head, and I didn't bother avoiding it. Alright. Question is, do I need to grab that meat to not die, or do I need to grab both meats, or just one to make sure I survive this hit? Because I don't want to grab that potion until I'm starting to... Ah. Hey man, just keep walking. I appreciate it. Honestly. Alright, gotta do it perfectly from here on, basically. Woo! Alright, I think now is when I split, when I did that final shot. Whew. Well, at least I got one run. Okay. Sub 230, exactly. Take the small victories. Take the small victories. Ooh. Sub 250. As soon found to dies, you're in game +1, so game is beaten. Awesome. Thank you very much, Source. Thank you for watching that. I'm gonna do more runs basically until Saturday. So hopefully by then I'll be able to bring this time down. So you walked out of the room. I'm sorry, T-Lore. Ooh. Well, we did it. Sub 230. But yeah, I'm gonna basically keep doing this run every day until Saturday, and I'll wait till then to submit so that there's not 1,000 streams we have to like submit to speedrun.com. So that way there's not a bunch of things we have to worry about along the way. All right, but we move on. Ooh. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Task is complete. Ooh. So. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. So I'll still be streaming. Congrats though. Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. We'll definitely improve that time. That's not going to be our last time. We're not going to let that sit there for too long. Tomorrow, we'll get better. Then the next day, we get a little better. And then the next day, we get a little better. And then before the next patch for RL2, before we jump into that, we'll hopefully have a good time to submit onto speedrun.com. And then we move to Lament of Zors. And we do that because we're crazy. Well, we're not crazy. We just appreciate the finer tastes. Anyways, well, oh, it's near the end. Let's let the end finish. Alright. Thanks to all our fans for their support. Well, thank you too. We make sure to support you in our own ways. Let's see how many lives Slime Boss took. Hey! Sub 3 digits. Have to be proud of that. You need to pass the true test first and beat Sir Zors. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. I watched a few videos of them fight Zors. Thank you, Zors. Thank you. The boss, like, it's cool that they added it. We're talking about Lament of. Okay. The good one. I don't. Okay, I guess I gotta figure out what the good one is. All right. Well, we have a time on the board.